At the end of a season of the International Culture Challenge, we have a huge amount of people to thank for putting together the event. Our thanks to Andy Greeley for maintaining the results thread within the Facebook group, and to Mike Olson for running the statistics each week for us. Huge thanks to Will Jones. Will built the ICC platform and the emailing tool and the leaderboard. He maintains this for us every season, as well as taking care of the draw and the weekly emails and lots of other things. Our huge writing team, who go to great efforts to put together such interesting, varied, and novel quads for each week of ICC. The writing team for this year was Hugh Bennett, Rob Hanna, Dominic Varga, Francis Hadley, Andrew Rout, Charlie Bowen, Movin Miranda, Rohan Williams, Ronnie Jackson, Subi Doc Bhattacharya, Aidan Lynch, and Chris Ottolino. It is a monumental task to come up with new and interesting questions every season, and this team do it fantastically. We cannot thank them enough. To our wonderful editors, Hugh Bennett and Rob Hanna. Hugh and Rob go to great lengths each season for ICC in reviewing every quad, fact-checking, organizing the sets, and then translating the answers into 11 different languages. They also both assist with ICC organization, and their efforts are what make ICC the high-quality competition that it is. To everyone who has given up their time to read one of the 708 ICC games this season, especially those in the core reader group who have to put up with countless notifications from John Stitcher every day. And finally, to our 316 players who participated in this season of ICC, making it one of the biggest and the best competitions to date. Without your continued support of the competition, it would not happen, and we cannot thank you enough for coming back season after season and recommending the competition to your friends. And now let's meet the ICC Season 10 Grand Finalists. In Seat 1, we have a player who surely needs no introduction now, but we will anyway. She has made 5 previous ICC Grand Finals, winning 4 of them, including the first 2 ever. She scored more own gets than anyone else this season, an incredible 85 out of 90, and was the second highest ranked player on history questions, as well as being near perfect in both art and myth and religion. Outside ICC, she was a key member of the all-conquering Neutral MILF Hotel, who won several seasons of OQL USA, and is well known for her incredible TV performances, being the Queen on The Chase USA, and for winning the Jeopardy Invitational Tournament and Jeopardy Masters in 2024. She is the reigning ICC champion and is looking to take her 5th crown. Please welcome Victoria Groce. I am also told that only one player has ever won the ICC Grand Final from Seat 1, and that was Victoria in Season 6. Oh. In Seat 2, we have a quizzer who has appeared in so many OQL Grand Finals, it's getting harder to write fresh introductions. He has surely won more OQL medals and trophies than any other quizzer. He has won the Pop Culture Challenge on several occasions. He has won numerous OQL live events, and has topped the overall rankings in each of the 2024 and 2025. His team Mangoes are the current OQL Division 1 champions, and he is also the reigning Brain of Online Quiz League champion. In this season's ICC, he placed 2nd on the leaderboard and had the 2nd highest own gets with 84 out of 90. He also has the best question record on each of Math, Physics, and Earth Sciences. Looking to take his 3rd ICC title, please welcome Evan Lynch. And in Seat 3, the only one of our players to be making their ICC Grand Final debut this season. He triumphed in the inaugural 2024 OQL World Quiz Championships, beating over 300 quizzers from around the globe to that title. In OQL, he was a member of the Motley Crue team, who won the OQL title in season 11. During that season, they never lost when this player played. In ICC, he has finished fifth in the overall standings with a near perfect record on bonus attempts and solid statistics across all the ICC subjects, playing in his first ever ICC Grand Final. Please welcome Jack Pollock. And in seat 4, we have a player making his fifth appearance in an ICC Grand Final and hoping this season will be the time he finally takes the title. He finished 8th in the leaderboard this season, but with the third highest number of own gets, behind only Evan and Victoria. He has an incredible record in this season's competition, being perfect in all of art, music, opera, and myth religion. He is the only player with more than one perfect category, and also topped the stats in history. He previously had a great Quiz Bowl career, leading the University of Florida to national titles. Please welcome Tracy Mirkin. All right. With the introductions over, what do you say we play a quiz?
Good luck, everyone.
Good luck.
All right. Let me get everything ready here. All right. Okay, so it looks like Victoria, you are going to be in seat 1. But absolutely good luck. Have fun, everybody. Get the timer going here. Here is question 1 for Victoria. Discovered accidentally by stonecutters in 1902, the hypogeum of Hal Saflieni is a 3-story subterranean necropolis carved entirely into Globigerina limestone over 5,000 years ago, containing the remains of over 7,000 people. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1980, this Neolithic masterpiece is found in which country?
Malta.
It is in Malta. That's correct. Question 2. It is often claimed that which composers Misa Pape Marcelli or Pope Marcellus Mass saved polyphonic music from being banned at the Council of Trent, as its setting of the text was intelligible rather than giving empty pleasure to the ear?
Palestrina.
It is Giovanni Pierluigi di Palestrina. That's correct. And question 3. Which Swiss town gives its name to a series of 7 treaties made in 1925 that guaranteed the inviolability of Germany's western border and its acceptance into the League of Nations?
Locarno.
It is Locarno. All right, Evan, your questions. Question 1 for you. Which German physician discovered the causative agents of tuberculosis, cholera, and anthrax, leading to him being dubbed the father of microbiology?
Koch.
Say again, please.
Koch.
It is Robert Koch. That's correct. Question 2. Which American poet shared the 1974 National Book Award for the collection The Fall of America? While many of its poems were markedly more political than the author's previous work, touching on issues like the Vietnam War and the death of Che Guevara, it also included an elegy for his former lover, Neil Cassidy. Ten seconds.
Ferlinghetti.
It's not, Jack?
Yes.
Okay, Tracy?
Ginsburg.
It is Allen Ginsberg. Mhm. Right. And question 3 for Evan. Se Dong Hong Bei led a 6,000 strong all-woman military unit known as the Amazons of which former kingdom in West Africa? The Amazons became increasingly organized during the reign of King Gezo and enabled this kingdom to break free from the Oyo Empire and become a major supplier in the Atlantic slave trade.
Dahomey.
It is Dahomey. That's correct. All right, Jack, question 1 for you. In which 1842 short story is the titular item stolen from the government clerk Akaki Akakievich Bashmakchin?
Overcoat?
It is The Overcoat by Nikolai Gogol. Yep. Question 2. Nicknamed the River of Five Colors, or the Liquid Rainbow, which tributary of the Guayabero River within Colombia's Meta department has become a tourist destination because of the vibrant colors it displays between July and November? Several of the colors, including its famously vibrant reds, are caused by the growth of aquatic plants at that time of year.
Caño Cristales?
Caño Cristales is correct.
Good.
And question 3. Describing a state of unease and suffering, what Pali word is used for the first of the Four Noble Truths of Buddhism?
Dukkha?
Dukkha is correct. All right, and Tracy, question 1 for you. Zaha Hadid and Frank Gehry are perhaps the most famous architects who worked in which postmodern style that emerged in the 1980s and is characterized by its fragmentation and manipulation of surfaces while rejecting symmetry and harmony.
Constructivism.
Say again, please.
Deconstructivism.
Deconstructivism is correct. Question 2. What is the name of the eyeless aquatic salamanders found only in caves in the Dinaric Alps? Like axolotls, these amphibians are neotenous, retaining characteristics of their larval stage into adulthood.
Olm.
Olm is correct. Proteus anguinus. Later. And question 3. Which biblical prophet is best remembered for being scolded by his ass, which is given the power of speech by the angel of the Lord? As recounted in the book of Numbers, the ass says, "What have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times?" after being punished for stopping in the presence of the angel.
Balaam.
Balaam is correct. Alrighty, after 1 round, we have 2 3s, a 2, and a 4. And we go to round 2, question 1 for Victoria. What is the misleading name of the period occurring around 378,000 years after the Big Bang, in which charged protons and electrons first became bound in electrically neutral hydrogen atoms?
The Grand Unification Epoch?
It's not what I have. Evan?
Reionization.
Is also not what I have. Jack?
Pass.
Say again?
Pass.
Pass? Okay. Tracy?
Recombination.
Is what I have. Recombination. All right, question 2. Which German physician, a friend and colleague of Robert Koch, is known for his synthesis of arsphenamine or salvarsan, the first effective cure for syphilis. He also introduced the concept of the magic bullet and has been dubbed the father of immunology.
Ehrlich.
Paul Ehrlich is correct. And question 3. The Meeting of Waters is the name given to the spectacular confluence of the dark waters of the Rio Negro with the sand-colored waters of which river? The answer we require is the name given to the portion of the Amazon from its confluence with the Rio Negro upstream to Brazil's border with Peru.
The Solimões.
The Solimões is correct. Alrighty. Evan, question 1 for you in round 2. The 1907 work Wife and Mother in the Development of Law, also translated as Marriage, Motherhood, and the Law, in which it is argued that the legal structure of marriage treats women as if they are property, is often considered the magnum opus of which sociologist and women's rights activist. In 1920, upon the death of her husband, this woman assembled one of his best-known sociological works.
Weber.
Yes, Marianne Weber is her name, or Marianne Schnittger, I'm guessing her maiden name. Question 2. Spanning over 10 square kilometers near the city of Tata, the vast Makli necropolis funerary complex contains between 500,000 and 1 million tombs and is celebrated for its lace-like stone carvings unique to the Sama and Tarkan dynasties. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1981, it is found in which country's Sindh province?
Pakistan.
Pakistan is correct. In question 3. Modern amphibians are divided into 3 orders: Anura, or frogs and toads, Urodela, or newts and salamanders, and Gymnophiona, which consists of which limbless and usually blind animals found in the soil and streams of wet parts of the tropics.
Caecilians.
Caecilians is correct. Ready? Jack, question 1 in round 2 for you. During a power struggle with the Empress Song, the eunuch Wang Fu allied with concubines to accuse the Empress of witchcraft, leading to her imprisonment and death. The Empress Song was the consort of which emperor who was on the throne at the outbreak of the Yellow Turban Rebellion?
Tezo.
Say again, please.
Tezo.
Not what I have. Victoria?
I'll pass.
Okay. Evan?
Pass.
Tracy?
Pass.
All right, our first X of the championship. I have Emperor Ling of Han.
Okay.
Question 2 for Jack. The De Rotterdam and the Seattle Central Library are among the most famous works of which Dutch deconstructivist architect? Winner of the 2000 Pritzker Prize, he also wrote the 1978 manifesto, Delirious New York.
Pass.
Rem Koolhaas is correct, yes. And question 3. Which Franco-Flemish composer's Miserere Mei Deus was inspired by the death of his contemporary Girolamo Savonarola and uses polyphony sparsely due to the reformer's dislike of the technique? However, he also combined existing techniques into his own expressive style of polyphony, evident in works such as Missa Pange Lingua, and he was described by Martin Luther as the master of the notes.
Josquin Dupre.
Josquin Dupre is correct. Apparently, he was known by many similar names in various languages, so had a little bit of latitude on what you could say there. Ready, and Tracy, you're first in round two. Two permanent organs established by the League of Nations were the Permanent Court of International Justice, which was replaced by the UN's International Court of Justice in 1946, and which other still extant organization, now an agency of the UN, whose aim is to promote social justice and opportunities of decent work for all.
UNICEF.
10 seconds. Say again?
UNICEF.
No. Victoria?
Yeah.
The International Labor Organization.
Or ILO. That's correct. Question 2. Who was the other recipient of 1974's National Book Award for Poetry alongside Allen Ginsberg, winning for the collection Diving into the Wreck? In her refusal to receive the award alone, she took the stage with two other nominees and accepted it on behalf of all women whose voices have gone and still go unheard in a patriarchal world.
Rich.
It is Adrienne Rich. Yes. And question 3. Possibly a legendary figure, Xochitl was a queen of which Mesoamerican empire who is said to have led an all-woman battalion during the Civil War? This civilization was centered around the city of Tula.
Toltec.
Toltec is correct. All right, 2 rounds in. Tracy still has a slight lead on 7 points. Victoria on 6, and Evan and Jack each on 5. And Victoria, here's your first question in round 3. The Memorial to the Murdered Jews of Europe in Berlin is among the most famous works of which American deconstructivist architect? He was a member of the influential architecture group, the New York Five.
Eisenman.
Peter Eisenman is correct. Question 2. Marion Weber's first published work was Blank's Socialism and its relation to Marxist doctrine, in which she contrasted the scientific socialism of Marx with the ethical socialism of which German idealist, who wrote an attempt at a critique of all revelation.
Fichte.
It is Fichte, Johann Gottlieb Fichte. Question 3. The critic Boris Eichenbaum coined what word from the Russian for to tell in a 1919 essay about Gogol's The Overcoat. This word describes a literary form reminiscent of oral tradition that shifts the focus from the what of the story to the how of the telling, with its heavy use of dialect and slang.
Skaz.
Skaz is correct. It's not a combination of scat and jazz. It's something completely different. Alrighty, Evan, question 1 for you. 3. Although the 5 pillars of Islam are universally accepted as the basis of Islamic practice, jihad was considered the 6th pillar by which sect that allied with Ali against the Umayyads during the first fitna, only to be defeated by Ali at the Battle of Nahrawan in 658. The Ibadi branch of Islam traces its roots back to this sect.
The Karajites.
Karajites is correct. Question 2. What is the name of the period in the early history of the universe that has been proposed to explain matter-antimatter asymmetry and preceded primordial nucleosynthesis? Andrei Sakharov proposed 3 conditions necessary for the generation of that asymmetry. Ten seconds.
Like the baryogenesis epoch.
That is exactly what I've got. Well, not without the
Oh.
epoch, but baryogenesis is what I've got. Yeah.
Very new to me. Nicely done.
All right. And question 3. Among the many territorial disputes the League of Nations settled was the question of which city and former vilayet of the Ottoman Empire that the new Turkish Republic tried to reclaim from British-controlled Iraq. Ten seconds.
Chanak.
Not what I have, Jack.
I'll pass. Pass.
Victoria.
Yeah, I'll pass too.
Tracy.
Pass.
It is Mosul.
That made sense geographically, but
Yeah. Alrighty, Jack. Question 1 for you in round 3. The earliest known examples of artificial mummification in the world, predating the Egyptians by 2,000 years, the Chinchorro mummies form the centerpiece of a World Heritage Site in the Arica y Parinacota region of which country? Around 30% of the discovered bodies are thought to have been mummified naturally by the combination of the nitrate-rich soil and hyperaridity of a coastline fed by the Humboldt Current.
Chile.
It is Chile, yeah. Question 2. One of the women who accompanied Adrienne Rich on stage at the 1974 National Book Awards was which author, nominated for the collection From a Land Where Other People Live? Outside poetry, she is best known for her memoir, The Cancer Journals, and her essay, The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House.
Moore.
No, Victoria?
Audre Lorde.
Is Audre Lorde, yeah. And question 3. Which 14th century French philosopher is best remembered for his indecisive ass? This philosopher's famous paradox describes an ass who is both hungry and thirsty, placed equidistant between a food source and a water source.
Buridan.
Jean Buridan is correct. And Tracy, question 1 for you. Often referred to as the Blank Canal, despite being entirely natural, which Venezuelan river begins as a branch of the Orinoco, flowing southwards into the Rio Negro. It forms a unique natural 340-kilometer canal between the Orinoco and Amazon systems, and is by far the world's longest river to connect two major river systems in this way.
Casiquiare.
Casiquiare is correct. Question 2. Periods of political upheaval have often led to persecution of women as witches. This occurred during the 1857 Indian Rebellion, as well as a rebellion 2 years earlier by which ethnic group led by the brothers Sidhu and Kanu Murmu. This group, based mostly in Jharkhand, speaks a language that belongs to the Munda family and is the most widely spoken Austroasiatic language in India. Ten seconds.
Ula.
Anything? No, Jack?
Pass.
Okay, Evan?
Pass.
Victoria?
I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna kick myself.
The answer I have is Santal.
I'm not going to kick
Something.
myself.
And question 3 for Tracy. Who became the most significant composer of the Spanish Counter-Reformation with works such as his Tenebrae Responsories and Officium Defunctorum? After studying and working alongside Palestrina in Rome, he brought the compositional ideals laid out by the Council of Trent, clear text articulation and minimal imitation, back to Spain. Ten seconds. Anything?
Guzman.
No. Jack? Okay. Evan?
Pass.
Victoria?
Orlando Di Lasso.
Not what I have. You should have just repeated me, Victoria. The answer actually was Tomas Luis de Victoria.
Oh,
I cannot confirm whether or not we have a Jack, Tracy, or Evan question in this set, but we do have a
Okay.
Victoria. So, alrighty, 3 rounds in, and Victoria has now taken a 2-point lead with 10, Tracy on 8, Evan and Jack on 7 each. Victoria, here's your first question in round 4. Give either of the common names of the aquatic salamanders in the genus Necturus. These North American salamanders are the closest living relatives of the olm and also retain their gills as adults.
axolotl.
Not what I have. Jack?
Sorry.
Pass. Okay. Evan?
Pass.
Tracy?
Pass.
Those are called mud puppies or water dogs.
Oh, okay. That's what those look like.
That's what those look like, apparently. Yep. Question 2. The Guangxi Women's Battalion is the most famous of several all-women military units founded during the Second Sino-Japanese War by which politician? Born into a prominent family, she became the second woman named Time magazine's Person of the Year when she was listed alongside her husband, Chiang Kai-shek.
Sung Mei-ling.
Sung Mei-ling is correct. And question 3. Which Iroquois religious leader, half-brother to the Seneca war chief Corn Planter, established a namesake code central to the Longhouse religion, which combined traditional Iroquois belief with Christianity? He became a vehement witch hunter who accused Corn Planter's rival Red Jacket of witchcraft.
Neolin.
Not what I have, Jack.
Pass.
Okay. Evan?
Pass.
Tracy?
Handsome Lake.
Handsome Lake is correct.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Thank you.
Or Ganyodayo, the native term. All right, Evan, question 1 for you in round 4. Which French composer of the early Renaissance wrote the motet Nuper Rosarum Flores for the consecration of Florence Cathedral in 1436? His style was greatly influenced by the Contenance Angloise style of polyphony of John Dunstable, which he first heard at the Council of Constance.
Defay.
It is Guillaume Dufay, yeah, or Dufate. Question 2. Boris Eichenbaum identified Nikolai Leskov as a central 19th century author in the Skaz style, which is particularly prominent in which 1881 story, in which the title craftsman improves upon a dancing clockwork insect made by English colleagues.
The cockroach.
No. Jack? Okay. Tracy?
I can't remember the whole title, so pass.
Victoria?
The Steel Flea.
Is one correct answer. Apparently the full title is The Tale of Cross-Eyed Lefty from Tula and the Steel Flea. So
Oh,
either
fuck.
Lefty or Steel Flea is the
The version I read was
Well,
just.
I mean, who knew that you could just say like one or two words from the title?
I've
Sorry.
never seen it. I've never seen it with the long title because I read a collection of Leskov stories like a year ago, and like that was just the name that was in the translation.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
So
only
that's
seen the
probably
full
why.
title. So.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Alrighty. And Evan, your third question. Which Greek Stoic philosopher is said to have died laughing at a comical ass? Diogenes Laertius described this man dying in a fit of laughter after watching an intoxicated ass eating figs.
Chrysippus.
Chrysippus is correct. Alrighty. Jack, question one for you. Which German physician was dubbed the Pope of Medicine due to his medical contributions, such as popularizing the idea of cell division, developing the modern autopsy, and being the first to conclude that cancer arose from otherwise normal tissue? While working at Berlin's Charité Hospital, he became known for his advocacy for public health and was once challenged to a duel by Otto von Bismarck. I cannot hear you. I'm sorry. Say that again, please.
Miller.
No. Evan?
Pass.
Okay. Tracy?
Virchow.
Virchow and Virchow. Yeah. Rudolph
Just
Virchow.
Virchow.
Yeah. Okay, question two for Jack. Which British politician and diplomat was the first and longest sitting Secretary General of the League of Nations, in office from 1920 to 1933? Ten seconds.
Henderson.
Not what I have. Evan?
Pass.
Okay. Tracy?
Pass.
Victoria?
Ismay.
Also not what I have. This man's name that I have is Eric Drummond.
Oh,
And question three for Jack. Recombination reduced the free electron density, allowing photons to travel freely for the first time, and resulting in cosmic microwave background radiation. This period is known by what name, also used for an earlier event in which neutrinos ceased interacting with other types of matter? Ten seconds. Say again, please. I'm sorry. Okay, Evan?
Reionization.
No. Tracy?
Nope. Okay.
I'll pass.
Victoria?
no way. Pass.
Decoupling is the answer I have. Alrighty. And Tracy, you're first in round four. The first of the 5 Ks of Sikhism is Kesh, the practice of allowing one's hair to grow without cutting it. Sikhs cover their hair with a turban given what name that came into Punjabi from Persian. This turban is more colloquially known as Pag or Pagri, but we are looking for the formal name it is given as an article of faith in the Sikh religion.
Kong.
10 seconds. Say again, please.
Kong.
Not what I have, Jack.
Death Star.
Death Star is correct. Yeah. All right, question 2. Included in a UNESCO World Heritage listing since 1985, alongside the nearby town of Kerkouane, the necropolis of Arg el Ghazouani is the only surviving example of a major Phoenician-style cemetery that was never built over by the Romans. It is notable for a wooden sarcophagus carved from Lebanon cedar known as the Princess, and is found on the Cape Bon Peninsula in which country? Ten seconds.
Tunisia.
It is Tunisia. Yeah. And question 3. Marion Weber wrote a critical response to the 1911 essay, The Relative and the Absolute in the Problem of the Sexes, written by which neo-Kantian sociologist with whom her husband Max Weber had a long-standing correspondence. This man discussed the effect that city life had on subjective culture in the metropolis and mental life.
Simmel.
Simmel, Georg Simmel is correct. All right, so going into our final round, Victoria and Tracy now in a tie on 12 each, Evan on 9, Jack on 8. And here is question 1 for Victoria in round 5. The other nominee on stage with Adrienne Rich at the 1974 National Book Awards was which poet and novelist, nominated for her collection Revolutionary Petunias. The following year, she reached further acclaim, publishing the Ms. Magazine article, The Search for Zora Neale Hurston.
Walker.
It is Alice Walker. Yeah. Question 2. Samyak Darshana, or right faith or view, Samyak Jnana, right knowledge, and Samyak Charitra, right conduct, are fundamental concepts in Jain philosophy and are called the three jewels in English. What Sanskrit name, literally three jewels, is used in Jainism to refer to these concepts collectively?
Triratna.
That's not what I have, Jack. Okay, Evan?
Pass.
Okay, Tracy?
Pass.
The answer that I have is Ratnatraya.
I assume that's a different thing. I think the Triratna is the Buddhist, like, kind of equivalent, so it might not be Sanskrit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's it's beyond my ken, but
Yeah.
yeah. All right. And question 3. In Greek myth, which Phrygian king was partially turned into an ass after judging Pan a finer musician than Apollo? As punishment for his temerity, Apollo caused this man's ears to become those of an ass.
Midas.
It is Midas. Yeah. All right. Question 1 for Evan. The Congolese prophet Kimpavita, also known as Dona Beatriz, was tried as a witch and executed at the age of 22 in 1706. She had established a Christian movement that taught that Jesus was from the Congo, after she was supposedly possessed by a witch saint who gives that movement its name. Despite his epithet, this saint was born in Portugal, and his miracles include preaching to the fish and having his lost psalter returned to him. Ten seconds.
Simon of Cyrene.
No, Jack? Okay, Tracy?
St. Anthony.
Yeah, St. Anthony of Padua. Yeah, but Anthony is all I need there. Question 2. Nicknamed the boiling river of the Amazon, or Rio Hirviente, and including a famous spring named La Bomba, which Peruvian tributary of the Pachatea River, which subsequently flows into the Ucayali River, is noted for the geothermal activity that causes temperatures to rise to up to 99 degrees centigrade or 210 Fahrenheit in a 4-mile stretch, killing any animal unlucky enough to fall into it.
Pass.
Okay, Jack.
Sane Timpishka.
Shane Tempichka is correct.
Wow,
Nice.
real good.
And question 3 for Evan. The redesign of the Academy of Fine Arts, Munich, and the Albenberg Monument in Vienna are two of the works by which Austrian architecture firm that is closely associated with the deconstructivist movement? The name of this group includes a pun on the German words for blue and building. Ten seconds.
Like Blaubauten.
Not what I have, Jack. Okay, Tracy.
Coop Himmelblau.
Is Coop Himmelblau is correct.
Oh,
The bow and blau, the blue and build. Yeah. All right, Jack, question 1 for you in the final round. Which family of aquatic salamanders lack hind limbs and have long eel-like bodies? Found only in the southeastern United States and northern Mexico, they are the only amphibians to include any plant material in their diet. Ten seconds.
Salamander.
Not what I have, Evan.
Pass.
Okay, Victoria,
pass.
Tracy.
Pass.
They're called sirens, Sirenidae.
Okay.
Question 2 for Jack. Following the struggle for Indian independence, the revolutionary Lakshmi Sahgal founded an all-women regiment named after which figure of the Indian rebellion. Following the death of her husband, Gangadhar Rao, that woman led her princely state in several battles against the British before her death at Gwalior in 1858. Say again, I'm sorry.
Rani of Janshi.
Rani of Jhansi is correct. Yes, or Rani Lakshmibai. And question 3. Upon the death of her husband, Marianne Weber assembled which of his major works, which Max left unfinished, and prepared it for publication? Subtitled An Outline of Interpretive Sociology, this book explores how the Western world moved from a traditional magical society to a rationalized and bureaucratic one.
Ross and Evan.
Say again, I'm sorry.
Ross and Evan.
No, Evan.
Politics as a vocation.
Also not what I have. Victoria.
I know I should guess, but no, I don't have anything.
Okay, Tracy.
The Birth of Society. I don't know.
No, I have Economy and Society, or Wirtschaft und Gesellschaft.
Okay.
Right, and our the final three questions in regulation for Tracy. Question 1. What is the name of the epoch occurring around 10 to the minus 43 seconds to 10 to the minus 35 seconds after the Big Bang, between the Planck epoch and inflation, in which gravity had already separated from the electronuclear force, but the other three fundamental forces had yet to do so?
Unification.
Prompt
Grand unification.
is what I need. Yes, grand unification epoch. Question 2. The purest form of Soviet-era skaz is often held to be found in the 1926 short story The Galosh or The Galoshes, about a man who loses the titular overshoe on a tram and becomes embroiled in a bureaucratic nightmare to retrieve it. It was written by which author and satirist associated with the Serapion Brothers group? Ten seconds. Anything?
Vengerov.
No? Jack?
Pass.
Evan?
Pass.
Victoria?
And try Zoshenko.
Zoshenko is correct. Mikhail Zoshenko. Alrighty, and our final question of regulation, question 3 for Tracy. Which German physiologist who, like Virchow, Ehrlich, and Koch, worked at the Charité Hospital in Berlin, is known for his discovery of a diphtheria antitoxin serum, for which he was awarded the Nobel Prize, but his colleague Kitasato Shibasuburo was not? Ten seconds.
Mueller.
No, Jack? Okay. Evan?
Bearing.
It is Emil von Behring. Yeah.
All
All right, so we have a tie. All right, so we are going to need to break that tie. So I'm going to stop sharing.
I'm gonna move closer so I can see the chat. Ow. Excuse my noises. Don't ever get old, y'all.
I mean, there is really only one alternative to getting old, unfortunately.
It's not as pleasant, yeah. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
I have grade 4 arthritis in this knee and there's not a 5. And my shot wore off last week, so
Ooh.
yeah.
Oh, yeesh.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna put Tracy in the waiting room and bring him back when it's his turn. I'm gonna do Victoria and Tracy in that order just because that's the order that you're seated. And if we need to do a second round, then I will flop the order to do Tracy first and then Victoria.
Good luck.
So
Good luck.
yeah, me bring up the participants, bring up the chat. As Victoria said, do we need to break both ties? All right, so we'll do we'll put everybody in the waiting room except for Victoria. We'll bring you back one at a time. So okay. Yeah, it just said at the top of the thing only break ties for first, but I'm guessing that was just a placeholder. So all right. So we will put Tracy in the waiting room. And we will put Evan in the waiting room. And we will put Jack in the waiting room. All right, and you do already have your chat up, I'm assuming.
I actually do not. Here we go. But I do now.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And 30 seconds. Let me get my stopwatch going on my phone so that I can accurately time you. And as you intimated, I will be putting all the questions in the chat. 30 seconds to think on each of these.
Okay,
Here's
thanks.
question 1. Considered a milestone in transgender literature, which semi-autobiographical novel by Leslie Feinberg follows Jess, a lesbian involved in union activism, who decides to transition and eventually finds contentment living in a non-binary identity?
I've read this book. What is it called? Stone Butch Blues.
Okay. Here's question 2. What was the name of the Indian princess who was the wife of Siddhartha Gautama before he became an ascetic?
Ahalya?
Okay. And here is question 3. Konstantin Fahlberg was a chemist who isolated which artificial sweetener from coal tar in 1879? It is around 500 times sweeter than sucrose, but has been the subject of some controversy after it was shown to cause bladder cancer in rats.
I'm going to assume this is not the one that was removed. I'm going to say saccharin.
Okay. All right. I have recorded your answers. And
Okay.
if you want to mute yourself and turn your camera off,
Oh, okay.
yep, I will bring Evan back in. Welcome back, Evan. If you want to bring your chat up, I'll be putting all the questions in the chat.
Got it.
Okay, here is question 1 for you. Considered a milestone in transgender literature, which semi-autobiographical novel by Leslie Feinberg follows Jess, a lesbian involved in union activism, who decides to transition and eventually finds contentment living in a non-binary identity? Ten seconds.
The stone.
Okay. Question 2. What was the name of the Indian princess who was the wife of Siddhartha Gautama before he became an ascetic?
No, pass.
Okay. And question 3. Konstantin Fahlberg was a chemist who isolated which artificial sweetener from coal tar in 1879? It is around 500 times sweeter than sucrose, but has been the subject of some controversy after it was shown to cause bladder cancer in rats.
Saccharin.
Okay. All right. I have your answers recorded. And if you want to mute yourself and turn your camera off, I'll bring Jack in. Welcome back, Jack. If you want to bring your chat up, I will be putting all the questions in the chat.
Yep.
Alrighty. And 30 seconds to think on each of these. Here's question 1. Considered a milestone in transgender literature, which semi-autobiographical novel by Leslie Feinberg follows Jess, a lesbian involved in union activism who decides to transition and eventually finds contentment living in a non-binary identity?
I'll just pass the list. Sorry.
Okay. Question 2. What was the name of the Indian princess who was the wife of Siddhartha Gautama before he became an ascetic?
Let's see. Maya.
Okay. And here's question 3. Konstantin Fahlberg was a chemist who isolated which artificial sweetener from coal tar in 1879? It is around 500 times sweeter than sucrose, but has been the subject of some controversy after it was shown to cause bladder cancer in rats.
Aspartame.
Okay. I have your answers recorded. If you want to mute yourself and turn your camera off, I will bring Tracy back in. All right. Welcome back, Tracy. If you want to bring your chat up, I'll be putting all the questions in the chat.
Chat is up.
Okay. All right. 30 seconds to think on each of these. Here's your first question. Considered a milestone in transgender literature, which semi-autobiographical novel by Leslie Feinberg follows Jess, a lesbian involved in union activism, who decides to transition and eventually finds contentment living in a non-binary identity?
Stone Butch Blues.
Okay. Here's question 2. What is the name of the Indian princess who was the wife of Siddhartha Gautama before he became an ascetic?
Yasodhara.
Okay. And question 3. Konstantin Fahlberg was a chemist who isolated which artificial sweetener from coal tar in 1879? It is around 500 times sweeter than sucrose, but has been the subject of some controversy after it was shown to cause bladder cancer in rats.
Hoping it's not aspartame because that stupid study. I don't say that. Things.
10 seconds.
Sucralose.
Okay, I have your answers recorded. And we do have a result in the third and fourth places. The answer for question 1 was Stone Butch Blues, which both Victoria and Tracy knew. The name of the princess was Yasodhara, which Tracy knew. And then the name of the artificial sweetener was saccharin, which Victoria and Evan knew. So we do have Evan will take third and Jack will take fourth, but we do need to break the tie that continues between Victoria and Tracy. So we will do that, and I'll do Tracy and then Victoria since that's a reverse. And then I will ask you the nearest the bowl question as part of the second round. And you can just tell me your answer. You'll have 30 seconds to think on that one too. So we put Victoria in the waiting room and bring you back in a minute or so. All right, and you should already have your chat still up.
It is still up.
So, yep, here is question 1 of tiebreaker 2. Married to the historian and journalist Anne Applebaum, which politician has served as the Polish foreign minister since 2023, having previously held that role throughout Donald Tusk's first term in office between 2007 and 2014? 10 seconds.
I don't know. Merkowitz.
Okay. Here is your second question. You get the whole question and not just part of it. That's probably very helpful. Since 1967, the SI definition for the second has been based on atomic clocks using which chemical element?
Cesium.
Okay. And your third question. The popular tenor aria Una furtiva lagrima is sung by Nemorino in which opera that premiered in 1832? Ten seconds.
Sucks.
Anything?
La Fille du Regiment, which is not right.
Okay. Alrighty. And then here is the nearest the bowl question. Again, 30 seconds to think on this one, and you can just tell me your answer. According to the World Population Review, what is the current population of Nuuk, the capital of Greenland?
We'll guess. 57,684.
57,684.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, 57684. I have that recorded. Alrighty. If you want to mute yourself and turn your camera off, I'll bring Victoria back in. Alrighty. If you want to bring your chat back up, Victoria.
Yep. Here we go.
Okay. Here is your first question in round 2. Married to the historian and journalist Anne Applebaum, which politician has served as the Polish foreign minister since 2023, having previously held that role throughout Donald Tusk's first term in office between 2007 and 2014?
I don't think I have this. Kuczynski.
Okay. Question 2. Since 1967, the SI definition for the second has been based on atomic clocks using which chemical element?
So I know that there are newer ones. Would they be as new as? Would they be? I think the ytterbium thing was after 67. I'm going to say cesium.
Okay. And here is question 3. The popular tenor aria Una furtiva lagrima is sung by Nemorino in which opera that premiered in 1832?
L'Elysir d'Amore.
Okay. And I do not need to ask you the nearest the bowl, but if you want, I can ask it to you anyway.
I mean, I'm terrible at these, but go ahead.
Yeah, sure. According to the World Population Review, let me put it in the chat so you can see it. What is the current population of Nuuk, the capital of Greenland?
So I think Greenland as a whole has like 39,000. Is there going to be concentrated there? I'm going to say 21,000.
You would have taken it even if we had gone to that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that finishes the tiebreaker. We did not need the nearest the bowl. You both missed question 1. Do Evan or Jack, do you guys have any idea what the name of that politician is?
Nope. No idea.
His name is Radoslaw Sikorski.
Okay.
And it is cesium is the as a definition for the second, uses that element, and it is L'Elysir d'Amore, or the Elixir of Love, is the name of that opera. So well done, Victoria. You have you've taken another ICC title. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, Tracy. I feel like
okay.
you deserve it. I mean,
No, it's okay. I did not. I couldn't remember the last one, so I just couldn't remember which Tanzania opera was.
yeah.
Do you guys want to hear the 3 spare questions, the last 3 we've got?
Yes, please.
Yeah, why not?
Sure.
The Mengo crisis was a 1966 period of political turmoil in which country that resulted in the exile of the Kabaka or king Mutesa II.
Uganda.
Is Uganda, yeah. The Tortoise Trainer and Mihrab are
Oh,
paintings by which Ottoman painter?
Osman
Also
Hamdi
Hamdi
Bey.
Bey.
Osman Hamdi Bey, also famous as an archaeologist and museum curator, it says. What is the name of the large, shallow, hypersaline lagoon in Turkmenistan on the eastern shore of the Caspian Sea?
Garabagaskol.
Garabagaskol.
Garabagazkol.
Garabagaskol, yeah. Lots of syllables there. All right, well, that is all the questions that I've got for you people today. So congratulations to Victoria, but
Well
Really
done.
good game.
everybody.
Good
This was
game,
a
y'all.
Game everyone.
Yeah.
very well played
Thanks
game
for reading.
all around.
Yeah.
Oh, my absolute pleasure to be reading the grand final of the ICC.
Yeah, I'm always happy to have you as a reader, and
Yes.
thank you guys for writing
Yeah.
and everything. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Right. Well, that concludes another season of the International Culture Challenge. Follow, if you're not already playing in the PCC, join us for the next season of ICC a couple of months hence. Right.
Bye.
Bye,
Anyways,
bye,
yeah.
everybody. Yeah.
Bye.